This guy, I'm not going to say his last name, but this guy, Adam, from my high school, he's so nice, dude. He messages me, like, anytime someone posts, like, a boomerang of me doing stand-up, and he's like, bro, I wish I could be there for that. You look like you're going nuts in there, bro.
You're going fucking ham on that stage, dude.
Holy shit, man. One of these days I got a flight in New York. I'm like, don't fly to New York.
He shows up to the open mic that you're eating shit at.
Yeah. Like, please don't come to this Brooklyn open mic.
Do not come here. Adam, you got to stay away, brother.
Adam,
I'm not doing well.
I'll let you know when it's time for you to show up, dog.
Holy shit. Yeah, they always think you're going to be on Netflix. I want to make a video one day of just compiling all the comments. And
when
then,
you finally get on it.
And show my bank account next to it. Dude, when's this guy getting his special? They really think. Yeah. You're just like, fuck, dude. Jake's been on food stamps and Medicare for another year.
What's this guy going to get on EBT,
Dude,
bro?
come on. Is he on EBT? Dude, they need to bump his EBT. That's what I need. I need people in the comments to be like, yo, can this dude get another hundo on EBT? That's what we need.
Can this guy get on another bringer, please?
Please,
put him on a bringer
bro.
show.
Dude, Broadway Comedy Club bringer. You need it. You need it. Dude, can you just get 5 people to pay $100 to see you not get on the show later?
Bro, guy from your high school that knows way too much. Bro, when are you going to get on first group in this mic, bro? You got to get on group 1.
Dude, they're rigging the bucket. It's obvious they're rigging the bucket. They don't fuck with you, dude.
They don't fuck with you. You got to get in group 1, bro. Let me pull up when they get on
let
group 1.
me tell them something.
Guy who knows too much. Bro, are you hitting up the eye candy Instagram? You gotta get on there, bro.
You're not even posting the right stories, bro. No one's gonna believe that you even do this shit if you're not posting the right stories.
Yo, where's your June show list, bro?
Dude, don't you use Canva? It's fucking free, bro. You gotta make a bad photo with all your shows next to it,
You're a dental hygienist. How do you know any of this stuff? Why do you know this stuff? Why do you get
I listen
in the
to the
game?
Open Mic Comedy Podcast. It's sick. It's sick as hell, dude.
No, bro, I'm just tuned in.
Dude,
you gotta get tuned in.
Dude, you're fucking up, bro. Why did you even move to New York if you're not gonna grind like this?
He comes and like gets into stand up and does better than you.
Immediately pushes me to the
Skyrocket.
side.
Yeah.
Fuck, why did you come here, dude?
I should have listened to him the whole time.
To this guy. What was I thinking?
He's so good at stand up now. He knows everything.
He knows
about the
everything
game.
about networking, which is what you need. He's a networker, dude.
He's the ultimate networker.
God,
for real.
yeah, that's like a wrestler. The ultimate networker. Brother, I'm going to fucking sidle up to the biggest guy in the scene, and I ain't going to leave his side until he books me on his show.
I'm going to be the #1 fly on this guy's wall. I'm going to absorb everything.
Brother, I'm just going to repeat what that guy says, and even though I don't agree with it, I'm going to be his best friend.
Brother, I'm going to be a fake Zionist so I can get booked on these shows and then skyrocket to the top off a mediocre
Brother, I don't
8
even know where
minutes.
Palestine is, but boy, is it my cause of the month this year, dude. Whatever these Brooklyn open micers say is what I parrot.
Bro, in Manhattan, I'm a Zionist. In Brooklyn, I'm all Hamas, baby.
Oh, dude, I fucking don't give a shit about this, but I gotta get the grind on.
This guy's being so transparent with us.
Yeah, this guy really knows.
This guy's smart.
This
dude.
guy is smart, dude. He's
I
grinding.
wish he'd write a joke, but he's so smart.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, dude. What are we doing?
we
Seriously,
we just back it up.
We're just like, you know what? Pack it up.
Anyone want this equipment?
Yeah, I'll just give it to the kids playing soccer. Oh,
they go viral instantly.
yeah,
on
they
the soccer
immediately like,
podcast.
what were you doing? It's not that hard.
Dude, how was Europe?
It was great.
Dude, you were doing shows there. That's so cool.
I was doing shows. Well, I should introduce you.
Oh yeah.
Say your name for the pod.
I'm Shaunak Godkhindi.
There we go. He's here.
I'm here.
Moved to New York.
In New York City, we're in Maria Hernandez
he's doing
Park.
it, baby. Yeah. Maria Hernandez Park.
Maria Hernandez, we love Maria.
Yeah, you're out of jail, Trump. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's been 34 charges. None of them stick.
Dude, I get his emails.
Yeah?
So during the pandemic, I made these like man on the street like little interview videos, and one of them we went to a Trump rally in Nevada, and so I've seen him speak.
Wow, is it?
Bro,
is it fun in real life?
No, it's
really?
so boring because he
Oh.
speaks. Dude, he speaks for hours.
Yeah, I guess we only get the highlights on Twitter.
But like he's going for hours. Like, dude, some of his supporters who wanted to be there left.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, dude, 2 hours, I'm good. I'm good,
I
bro.
like it.
We get it. But no, he just goes. So, yeah, we only
really?
get the
It's like
fucking
a jam band?
Dude, it never ends. Yeah. You're like,
He's
the
like
riff's
fish.
over, right? He's like, absolutely not.
No,
The
no.
riff keeps going. No, dude, it sucks. It sucks.
What is he rambling on about? Just kind of anything?
Oh, yeah.
It'll start in one place and just kind of meander
Yeah,
around.
dude. I mean, he starts off with his little points, but he's Michael Vick in the pocket. Bro. He's scrambling, dude. He is out of the pocket so fast. He don't give a fuck.
The snap just got to me right sideways.
He's got to go.
He's got to go. So wild.
Yeah, no, so it's not that fun.
And so I imagine for the beginning, everyone's hyped, and then like 90 minutes in, you're like, all right, what are we doing here?
Let's go get dinner.
Yeah.
Like, we want to go do something, you know?
I have work.
Yeah, like, this is enough. And you're there for hours because
no opener?
Lots of openers.
Oh,
that's the
what?
Thing. Dude, a political rally is so boring because you're there to see Trump, and then it's like, and here, because it was in Nevada, so it's like, and here is the Republican.
Comptroller.
Republican committee Nevada guy, and you're like, who the fuck is it? Like, we don't,
we don't
know
about
him.
Get
your ass off the stage.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, it's boring as shit.
That's kind of a bummer to hear. I mean, obviously I don't like the guy, but I would be curious to see him speak because that's truly like what he's built the career of.
It's like you should go. You should go see it once. And this is going to be your real last chance too. You should see him while he's still around.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he's gonna find something new. But yeah, you gotta see him once, dude. When I went to the fucking, you ever been to the, what's the fucking presidential monument in South Dakota?
Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Have you been there?
No.
So I went there during the pandemic, and I was like, I guarantee you, we're gonna see a dude wearing a shirt with Trump's face as the fifth. Literally, as I walked up, this dude just had it. I was like, I told my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I guarantee we're gonna get up here and a dude is gonna have a shirt with Trump's face as the fifth guy. And literally, is like crested the first step. It was like, bam, right there. Dude,
right here, dude.
Dude, I made this shit.
That's so awesome.
They don't give.
He was so excited to wear that shirt that day.
Bro, he was like, yeah. He is. He will be up there. We're gonna reshape the rock. We're gonna move Lincoln around if we don't. If Lincoln's gone, dude. Lincoln's gone. If we can't get a fifth head, Lincoln is gonna become Trump.
That is I don't want to talk about skull measurements or anything, but that would be the hardest skull to reshape into Trump.
He's straight up down.
Yeah, that's a north-south face.
Yeah.
Trump is all east-west.
Trump is latitude. Okay?
Yeah, that would be so hard to make happen.
You're adding. Really, it's gotta be Teddy, I think.
Yeah. You could move Teddy around.
Teddy's face is plump.
Yeah, he's drinking a lot of dairy, I imagine.
Yeah, he's got a big fat guy on a horse, you know. So.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. He wore that shirt and he was like, "This is the day."
He's like, "This is the day, dude. I've been waiting. You know, I'm not fucking around anymore."
I bought the shirt for today, and we're so excited. I bet his kids were like, "Oh,
Dad, come on,
Dad,
bro.
stop.
Are you serious? What are you doing?" We took this road trip during a national pandemic so I could wear this fucking shirt at Mount Rushmore.
I'm gonna wait for like 8 hours until I get a compliment on it.
He's like, he's just standing by the men's bathroom. He was like right outside the.
Oh, you said something? Oh, never mind.
Oh no, you weren't talking about the shirt.
What you said?
No.
Oh, my bad, dude.
Oh, dude. Okay. Oh, where is the monument? It's just up there, but it's also right here.
But it's also right here.
It's on the shirt too. Like, it looks like your shirt's all fucked up. Dude. What's that other guy doing on there?
I drew it. It's good. I draw good.
Who is that? The Great Pumpkin from Charlie Brown? You're like, no, dude, it's Trump.
Who's that guy that looks like he's melting on there?
Yeah, dude, all the shirts get too hot. The shirts get too hot, dude.
Oh, fuck. I screen print. I just screen printed this.
I just learned how to screen print.
Well, how do those travels? I really want to hear about Europe. I'm so curious.
Europe is very fun.
Where'd you go? You went to a bunch of spots.
I went to London, Paris, Brussels, and Amsterdam.
And this was like a spontaneous trip, or you've been planning
part
it?
Family, like my aunt.
Oh, cool.
My aunt, she didn't have any kids and got married late in life, so
nice.
My brother and I are kind of her like de facto. You know,
nice. She pours all of that love into you guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she's getting, she's like early 70s, and she's like, you know what? I want to travel now before
you can't anymore.
The body really starts going.
Yeah.
And she was like, I want to take you on a trip solo, and I want to take your brother on a trip solo. And so she was like,
so
we were originally going to go
cool.
to Scotland, and then because she has some family friends there, and then they were getting a little too old to have like visitors really. So she was like, fuck it, London will be easier.
Yeah.
So we did London for like a week and a half, and then she left, and I was like, well, if I'm already over here.
Yeah.
So I had extended my trip. So, and I'd never been. Have you been to Europe?
No.
I've never been. It was my first time.
Sick.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to go and I'll do a little comedy. So yeah, I did a couple spots in Paris and a couple spots in Amsterdam and then some shows in London.
How did that compare to comedy in the States? What was that like?
We're better.
Yeah.
They're like, the stuff that works like pretty well there is like stuff that we'd be like, bro, this
really?
is a hack.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Because it's just comedy,
it's just
kind of
simpler, I think. Still, and also part of it is like not their fault. It's like some of the performers, English is their second language.
Yeah, of course.
Like they might be French or they might be, from like Dutch, Swedish. So some of it is just like they're doing comedy in a different language.
Yeah.
But also some of it is just like the audience is also like.
Yeah, they're never seen stand-up or don't have a reference.
If they have, it's like kind of online.
Yeah.
My theory is their lives are better than ours in America.
What do you mean?
They have health.
They're like
life in Europe is better, bro. So their comedy is like sillier.
Yeah.
Is, like, sillier to them.
Yeah.
Here we're like, dude, we're all gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how can you be that funny if at any point you can go see a doctor?
Totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like here, everybody's like kind of funny, but it's also like, dude, I haven't seen a doctor in 5 years.
Yeah, there's a understanding that it's all scary and fucked up.
But
yeah.
It's like clean streets, clean, efficient trains, nobody yelling at you.
Yeah, everyone looks hot.
Everyone's hot and fit, and the food isn't poisoned.
Yeah, the food
the food is like, dude, I always have stomach troubles, and I was like, I'm just getting older and I'm Jewish, I go to Europe, I'm like, no, all gone.
You're just not having like 30,000 chemicals every apple.
Yeah, dude, because the labels on their ketchup are like a third of the size.
It's like tomatoes, water and salt.
And fucking here, it's just like, dude, have you put Zyklon B in? So, life is just easier for them.
Yeah.
They give a shit about public space. Like they have these cafes.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out.
And their time is theirs. It feels like
they're like work. Well, dude, sometimes
we'll do
they're
it.
just like, we're not going to work today. They'll just be like, nah, we're not going to open the shop. You can just tell. Like, some things are closed, and you're like, this is not supposed to be closed today. Like,
what
they
the
don't want to work
fuck?
today. And, like, here, you can just feel it. It's like, grind. You got to grind. You got to make it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
In New York and just in America, people are like,
totally.
got to work. And so I think it's just like, yeah, Americans and American comics are going to be funnier because it's just like.
Well, you're in like a pressure cooker mentally, physically,
like,
spiritually.
Work.
Yeah.
I gotta make this shit work.
Yeah. And you're like, there's a high competition factor
so
too.
Much. But that's why I think like their shit is also based on kind of like the Fringe.
Yeah.
So it's very like story based and like.
You don't have to have a punchline every 10 seconds.
No, you don't. You can have like, it's like, hey, I was traumatized, and then I go into this, and then maybe it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And dude, there's this tweet that I can't bring up, but I always, this was before I went to Europe, but some guy tweeted, he was like, every time someone tells me like, dude, you got to check out this European comic, he's a genius, he's the next wave, and I look at it, it's just a guy giving a speech. It's very talky.
Yeah.
You've seen
it. Yeah.
It's very like clever, I would say.
Yeah, and they kind of know they're being clever, which is kind of like, see
like
what I did?
You watch it and you're like, no one is ever like killing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
no, like if Earthquake went over there, I think he would like kill a guy.
Or they would be like, "What is it?"
Yeah, true.
I think
they'd go, like, "Why is he talking so fast?"
Yeah, and they would be like, "They're like, we don't really get what's going. We're like, who are you?
Yeah.
Just a guy giving us really funny jokes. What is that?
It's certainly not the point of this.
Yeah, we need to know who you are, and it needs to be sad at some point.
Why don't I hear about your father being mean to you?
So it's very different in that way.
I see. Did you have to make any adjustments to your stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I have this stuff about like living in a van, and like
they're just not a concept there. I think.
Like half of the joke worked, and I've been doing this joke for like a year in the States, so that's like pretty tested across the country. I know where the I just know it. You know your own shit, and it was dying on the second half, and then this English comic was like, yo man, that part they don't get that because like they don't really get the context of a person in America living in a van is bad. Because here a lot of them own vans and it's like a week and
it's like a fun thing.
Yeah,
oh,
so they're like, we don't get, what is he talking about?
There's no desperation with the van life.
No, not at all. It's like a quirky little thing they do.
It's like, oh, we're taking the van out just like you would take like your motorcycle out.
Of course. And so they're like, they would die on this part, and I was like, what? How is this not translated? And he was like, yeah, dude, they don't get that. They don't get that in America. It's bad to live in a van. So yeah, man. So a lot of that stuff was like, whoa, and like tinkering and just, and some of it also is like, you realize that in America, like you can go to Atlanta where you're from, or you can go to Minneapolis where I'm from. You can go all across the country, and you might be like, oh, it's a little more conservative.
Yeah. But
at
you're tweaking like the spices in different places.
It's an American viewpoint.
Yeah, totally.
And there, it's like I did a show in Paris, and it was like there was a couple Americans, there was a couple people. There's people from France who English was their second language. There was a lady from Russia.
Yeah,
there was Spaniards. So it's like. They're coming from a lot of different places.
Yeah, so you kind of have to go
Texas
through common denominators.
It's like, these are whole different cultures.
Right.
It's not just like, oh, I got to put a little twang on this one.
Yeah.
Or like, hey there, cowboy. Like, it's like, they're totally like, we don't know what the fuck is funny to these people.
Yeah, totally. I don't understand
different.
this Mario reference.
Yeah, at all.
Because we don't do that.
We don't do that. I'm sipping fucking espresso out here, dog.
Yeah. I drink organic coffee, play soccer with my dog, and make out with my wife.
Right. I'm like a side chick, but it's cool.
I was like, it's culturally acceptable.
Yeah, we all cheat. We all, we drink wine. We're all fucked up. No, so it's very like... I think what you would do better at is if you went over there with an audience who knew you.
Yeah.
Like if the guys who go over there who have like an online audience.
Yeah.
Like I think
like a Sam Talent who went over there.
Or Jeff Asmus.
Yes.
Over there. And I did a show. I talked to these guys in Amsterdam, and he was like, "Oh, I just opened for Asmus." I was like, "How do you do?" He's like, "Great." He's like, but I think they all kind of knew him.
Right.
They knew like. Oh.
So they knew what they were getting themselves into, and you don't have to do any of the intro stuff.
No, and I think even then though. He was telling me, he's like, I told Jeff, like, we went over some of his jokes, and like, oh, if you're mentioning like Walmart, we don't have that. So here's the grocery store that you should use.
Oh, okay, that's
so
cool.
That, he was like switching out the local stuff. He was telling me.
Oh, that's cool. And I bet if you're like a guy from Amsterdam and this guy comes over and he mentions your grocery store, you're gonna go nuts.
Oh
dude.
yeah, of course.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
So it is, but it's very different.
Yeah.
It's very like it, and like they have intermissions on showcases.
What?
And it's like a long intermission. And like the set times are weird. Like I did like 20 minutes in the first half of this show, and I thought I was doing like 8.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, no, do 15, 20." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
Sure. It's like the whole vibe is very strange.
Oh my god, that's so interesting.
Yeah, it's very different. And like the payment is weird. Like they only kind of pay like the opener and the closer, even if you're all doing the same amount of time.
What? So no one in the middle's getting paid?
No. So I was, and you're all like foreigners. So you're like, I don't know, should I ask to get paid?
Yeah.
And it was very like some of that stuff was kind of like, okay.
Weird.
Yeah.
Did you find yourself agreeing with the lifestyle outside of comedy though?
I don't know. It's like in some way yes, but like I'm very like I got to keep moving.
Yeah.
I couldn't chill all that much.
I know. That's the thing.
They chill hard.
They chill hard, and it's like. The lifestyle seems to be catered around the chill.
It is.
Like the chill is the constant.
A lot of it is like, no, we work so we can like have enough money to live. And here it's like, no, you got to work too. Like you're living to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
got to work all the fucking time.
Yeah, you literally, if you don't have a job here, you don't get to go to the doctor.
No, you're dying.
You get a broken arm, you have to go to a job with a broken arm to fix the broken arm.
Yeah, no, it's insane. So I feel like it's like maybe we're just addicted to like
movement.
Going.
Yeah.
But I couldn't sit at a fucking cafe all day.
I know, dude.
I couldn't. I was just like.
That's why you cheat so much, dog. If you're like chilling all day and you have nothing going on, you're like,
I guess I'll fuck this person.
I guess I'll have sex with this weird woman.
Yeah. This bohemian lady with a scarf.
I guess I'm gonna have sex with this Romani woman.
Yeah, fuck it. They got you.
Yeah, you gotta have sex with the Romani out there,
yeah,
dude.
They got you, dude. No, they're like living life probably the way it should be.
You're supposed to, yeah.
And you just come back here and you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
I know.
You just come back and you're like, it's New York, but it's also like, I was in London. I was in Paris. They have big millions and millions of people at these towns. There's not trash everywhere.
Yeah?
There's not people on drugs everywhere. Like there's a different way that we could be doing this.
What do you think that is? That's crazy.
I just think it is more like
just attention to detail.
Yeah, I think it's attention to detail. I think there's like it's much older. There's probably a culture of like built in like, hey, let's make sure the streets are nice.
Yeah.
But I also think it is just like here it's just like, hey man, move out of the way. I got to get my shit done.
Yeah.
Almost like maybe less caring about aesthetics.
And I think that if you funnel all of your energy into an individualistic society,
yeah, it's gonna look like this.
A lot of shit falls by the wayside.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's just like, hey man, like I'm getting mine.
Right. If 3 roommates only care about their own shit, the house is gonna look bad.
Yeah. They're like, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
I'll do my own shit later.
But if even 2 of them start giving a shit about the house will look nice.
Yeah. It's just more businessy here. Shit's about like making that fucking money.
Yeah.
Where I think over there, it's like, yeah, like they obviously need money to live, but I think, okay, so here's a great example. So at the venue I did this show in Paris, it's an American guy who started comedy over there. His name is Terrence Wong. He's like originally from like Cleveland, I think.
Okay.
But he was like in Paris and then decided to start comedy.
Okay.
So he started the show, and it's a fun show. It's called Blast Off Comedy. It's in this basement of this bar. It's like packs out. He's saying the owner of the fucking venue. So he's been doing the show for a year, but every week he has to get permission to do the show.
Okay.
Because the owner's nephew does a puppet show, an adult puppet show that maybe draws 5 people. And he's like, but our comedy show, we can
it's
sell
good.
50 tickets.
Yeah.
They all buy drinks. And I guess the owner's like, what do I care about 50? My nephew wants to do the puppet show, so we do the puppet show. I have enough money to live. I don't need all your comedy money. So that's like in America, it would be insane for a
yeah, you'd be like, all right, now my nephew's doing the puppet show in your comedy show.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
You make us money, we're going to go with this.
Yeah.
There, she's like, who cares about the money? My nephew has a puppet show.
I have a beautiful nephew. He has a dream, and he has several puppets.
And it's my venue, so fuck off. So sometimes I guess they just don't get to do the show when the nephew wants to do the puppet show. Isn't that insane? Like, you would be laughed out of business if someone did that in America. They would just be like, no, we go with where the money is.
Yeah, there's 50 people coming, and they're all going to buy drinks. And they're going to post about it on Instagram, so they're all going to come. They're here now.
No one's doing that to the puppet show.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about the damn puppet show.
Yeah, truly, that's so funny.
No one cares about the puppet show. So it's like, I think that attitude of like, hey, man, it's not just about the money. It's about, like, what do I want?
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's like, no, the money is king.
Yeah, the money tells me what I want.
Yeah. And I do think it is funny because you don't want to go to Europe and become like one of those people like, I went to Europe.
Yeah.
But it is like, dude, they do shit better there. Except comedy.
Well, it seems like a byproduct of that, though.
Well, I think because like entertainment is also one of America's biggest exports.
Oh, totally. Culture.
Like some of these people were telling me, like, I was like, how'd you get into stand-up? I was like, I just watched American pop culture and American comedy and movies and all this stuff for years, and then I wanted to do what Americans were doing.
That's
so
crazy.
that our shit gets over there, obviously. Like, we're never watching Dutch movies.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know a Dutch comedian. It's a one-way street.
Yeah, dude. It's downhill, baby.
Yeah.
You catch it when it gets down there.
What am I going to do watching a guy go, beep, that's how they all talk to me, dude. That's how they all, like, when I listen to that language, I'm walking by in Amsterdam.
Skeet-a-scooter.
And you're like, what the fuck, dude? You ain't making it in Hollywood, baby, with that fucking accent. Get out of here. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy that they're like reference points for all American too, where they're like, oh, I watched like Jim Gaffigan back in the day.
Or comedy movies and shit.
Yeah, I watched Eddie Murphy and.
But yeah, it's just a little bit slower. It's a little bit more like you see it coming pretty quick.
Yeah.
When they do the joke, you're like almost mouthing like, here's what the punch.
Yeah.
Yep,
okay. He was wearing his mom's shoes. There it is.
Yeah. But yeah, they're living life better. People seem to be happier, healthier. There's just a bit of more of like a sense of like we're around each people.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like in America we're like, I don't fucking know, fuck this guy or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like a little more.
And in New York, even I sense there's a great respect for you as a person because you kind of have to we all have to respect each other to be on this crowded C train and get to our destination on time.
But even that.
Yeah.
A guy is bumping his fucking Bluetooth.
This guy's
yelling
playing
into his speakerphone.
Yeah.
There, dude, it was like eerie. The first few days in London, I was like, why is no one talking on this subway? People are just like being like, oh, it's polite not to do that. Me and my aunt were talking. I was like, are we this loud, dumb Americans right now? Because we were just having like a pretty normal conversation, but like literally no one is talking.
Wow.
No one is getting on there with a fucking Bluetooth. No one is like,
doing tricks with the poles.
No one is fucking dancing. Like, and some of it is like, yeah, it makes New York more interesting, but some of it is like, dude, sometimes it is nice just to fucking have manners. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Saying that to a guy who's doing tricks, being like, hey, it's just nicer to have manners.
Manners would be cool right now, dude. You're like gyrating in my fucking face.
Hey, can you stop flicking sweat on these women?
Like, come on. You're turning them on too much. I don't like that. Your bodies are great.
They're getting horny. There's a lot of pheromones.
I have to make women horny on stage with my mind.
They have to like opt into being horny.
They have to kind of be like, it's not a visceral reaction.
He's like, dude, you're scaring me.
Giving him my treatsy on the women's horniness. I'm like, your abs and your back flips are not. I don't want that around.
It doesn't help me.
A dark bar. They need to have a couple of drinks. They need to think I'm an artist. It's a whole thing.
You don't understand.
I need a big setup to make women horny. You just walk on and do a backflip, and they're like, I kind of want to fuck that guy.
Do you think he does that in bed?
Yeah. Do you think he can like flip me around like that? No. I need to mentally wear them down for them to think that I'm sexy. Okay.
I need several narratives all at once.
Needs to be a kind of vibe that I say. It's not just raw.
You're scarier than this guy now.
Like, all right, I'll stop doing the flips, dude. Leave me alone.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. So but it is very strange. Like it's very just like there is a system.
What did you do anything fun there that you were like, this is touristy, but it's worth the hype in London? Like Big Ben, is it?
Yeah, it's
that
all
stuff,
cool.
It's all cool.
I mean, it is like also it's insane where you're like we went on this like river cruise.
Yeah.
And you go by Big Ben, you go by first of all, also it's called the Tower Bridge. It's near Big Ben. It looks old as fuck. You've seen pictures of it. I always thought that was London Bridge.
Yeah. Oh, the song London Bridge is falling down.
I assumed it was the coolest, oldest looking bridge. It's not. London Bridge is a basic ass bitch bridge.
Oh, what?
It sucks. And in fact, it's not even the original London Bridge. The original London Bridge they destroyed, and a guy in Arizona took all the pieces, and it's in Arizona now. He reset it up in Arizona.
There's a guy doing a bridge podcast being like, yeah, their shit is way better. Our bridges aren't as good.
Yeah, their bridges don't even have it like our bridges have it. No, so all that shit is very cool. But you're like going past these things, and it's like, oh, this castle where the crown jewels are stored, this is made in 1025.
Whoa.
1,000 years
old.
So that shit is just like crazy. You also realize how ignorant you are on history.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, our history classes started in 1776, bro, and there's like hundreds of years.
It's hard to take all that shit in.
Totally.
But even you're like, you're going through all these periods of European history, and like you realize too, like it really is all the same. Like, oh, these guys ran this shit, and then they died, and then it's like there's always someone running shit.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I mean, it's fun to be around young people, and they're like idealistic, but you're like, yo, bro, if you look at a history book, most likely someone's about to be running shit tomorrow too.
Oh,
I think
totally.
You get around these people like, no, man, we're gonna break it all down. I'm like, you're probably not though, dude, because like,
no, someone's gonna be running.
Someone's gonna be running shit.
You're talking about like the people that are like talking about a revolution and stuff.
The revolution like did happen in like France, but even then, it's like, yeah, they got a president still.
Well, they didn't have our army with laser guns.
Yeah, bro. Like, do you think
they had like everyone just had swords?
Yeah, and even then they would get wiped out.
Yeah.
Quick.
You'd have to. They had to have like hordes of people storm the castle.
Yeah.
Our army, if they wanted to, could take out the weapons they're not showing us.
Oh my god, dude! They had weapons that would be like, hey, we're just gonna make them shit themselves.
We're gonna play this frequency we figured out that makes eyeballs dissolve.
Yeah, and then this will be blind.
And then we'll just have a bunch of blind Gen Z.
Fuck off. Don't bother us.
Yeah.
Pay your taxes, shut up. But yeah, so you kind of realize, like, man, you look at this, and it's like there's always a new group of people who are running shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You're just kind of like, yeah, that's how it is, I guess, huh? There's always someone running shit. It's crazy, but there is.
Damn, dude.
It's not good.
No, it's not good.
But you're just like, that's probably how it's going to be.
That's probably how it's going to be, and we just have to figure out how to eke out a little existence.
Burrow your way into like a little niche of like side power if you can, you know. You gotta be doing backflips on the subway. That's
honestly.
like the way you make it. It's like you do backflips on the subway. Some girl on some tour sucks you off once in a while, and like you move on. You know.
That's a good life, dude.
Yeah, that'd be a great life.
It's a great
you do a
life.
backflip on the subway, pass a hat, and get sucked off by a lady from Arkansas. I'd do that. If I could do that, I'd do that.
I don't know. He was flipping around, something about
We
him.
just don't have guys like that in Arkansas.
I
all
know
right?
our train is mostly for moving around asphalt and stuff, so it was
Yeah.
cool to be on a train that people.
Boy, yeah, it was.
Yeah,
fun.
he was
We went to
Jamaican.
this place called Harlem. We took the one train up to Harlem.
We took a train to Harlem, and I sucked the guy from
He
Jamaica.
said this was where Jay-Z lived, and I don't know. I believed it. It was
I
fun.
believed him. I think I met Jay-Z. He didn't
Yeah, I
look
think
so good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He
Yeah,
didn't
he's
look
looking
so
rough.
good.
His hair's all fucked up now.
Just meeting another guy.
It's just a black guy with nappy
Oh,
hair.
hey, Jay-Z.
Oh, JC, how are you? I'd suck you off too if it wasn't for Queen Bee. I respect the
respect her.
fidelity of marriage. We still do, Jay. Down in the South, we still
South, we
cheat.
still-
You know,
we still-
fantasize about coming to New York City, sucking off men like you.
This is my favorite character ever. Horny Arkansas.
Horny Arkansas lady on the subway.
Oh, God, I want to suck
I want to suck all these guys off, man. They're doing flips, and, you know, we just got a bunch of fat white guys in Arkansas. We don't have these
sucks.
trim black men.
It's cool. They're cool.
It's cool. They're so cool.
They're all built like Stephen Curry.
Yeah, Stephen Curry shooting up 3 balls, and goddamn, you know, it's fun. It was just a fun trip, Daddy. He was just saying this to her dad. I just sucked a bunch of guys
It
off
was
on the
awesome. They
subway.
told me they were on the Knicks.
Yeah, they were on the Knicks. It was an Asian guy. Said he was Jeremy Lin. I thought his time had passed, but I guess he was still balling.
I sucked him off, and then he got on a little scooter. He said he had Uber Eats deliveries to do.
Yeah, I guess his contract ran out. So
He
not doing
seemed
too
older
well.
and balder than, when I looked him up on
I don't
Google.
know what he wasn't as trim as I thought he'd be, but
But he was cool.
He was cool, too.
nice.
he's like, "That's great, daughter." He's a progressive father in Arkansas.
That is really
wow, You
nice.
just sucked a bunch of men off. That's
Oh, that is
great.
really well. I'm glad you got the New York experience.
Wow,
sweetie.
you just took a bunch of jizz to the face in New York, huh? That's great.
That is
You only
really
live
cool.
once, you know.
I wish I had done that.
I should have done that.
Should have done that with my time.
Yeah, I just married your dumb mother.
Did you get any like weird American stereotypes? Did people ask you like,
No, I think.
why is everyone getting shut up in the school?
Oh, dude. Well, this is a bit I'm trying to work on.
Oh, really?
So I was in Paris, did the show. Afterwards, I'm talking to one of the girls who was in like the front row. And she living in Paris for the last 8 months. She had escaped Iran because her mother was an Iranian actress who took off the hijab recently. It was like, fuck you, I'm not gonna wear this shit. You know all that shit going down there, where they're like killing ladies for showing their hair. So her and her mom had to escape to Paris
Oh my God.
because they didn't want to live under this Islamic theocracy. And basically, her mom was like, I don't know if her mom was going to get killed, but like her mom was like a big enough actress. She said that it was like a deal
problem.
to like have this lady doing this
Yeah.
protest. And I'm telling her about America, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how it came up, but like mass shootings came up.
Yeah.
And this girl who lived under basically a dictatorship was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I mean, like a guy will like go into a place almost every day and shoot a bunch of people or kids. It's like a school or a church or a mosque or a synagogue or a mall. And she's like, wait, what? And I was like, you ever heard of this? She's like, no. I was like, yeah, like America, lots of times during the year, a guy will just shoot like 10 to 20 people and they'll all die. And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, you don't stop it? I was like, we really can't at this point.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's crazy. And she was like, so you just like live with that? And I was like, you're telling me that a girl who is dictatorship is freaked out by this? She's like, yeah, that's scary as fuck, dude. I was like, I guess it is. Like, I was just blown. Because you feel if they're, I've read these accounts. They're like throwing women off buildings for not wearing. It's really bad.
Yeah.
And even that, she's like, well, that's bad, but it's not. That's not what you got.
Well, we still can go to
At
the
least they're
grocery
just throwing
store.
us off. They're not like, yeah. At least I can go to my local, shop, and I don't have
Go
to
to
worry
the
about a
library
guy.
and not freak out.
So that was like an eye opener.
That's
where I was
really
like,
funny.
You haven't heard about mass shootings? She was like, no. I was like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they throw big rocks at us for not wearing
the
the hijab.
Stoned to death for showing our sexy.
But I can
lady
go to the movie theater.
Yeah, it's chill. I just put the thing back on.
Yeah, I put the thing back on and no one shoots me.
But yeah, so she had no idea. And that was very
so
weird.
hilarious to try and explain.
I was like, yeah, so like a guy will just be mad. I know you are trying to explain. I was like, she's like, why do they do it? I was like, I don't know, they like, don't get pussy or they're fucked up or like, there's lots of reasons why they do it. But the important thing is that they do it.
It's so funny to explain it, dude, because it's just a thing we've just like fully accepted.
On stage, I was the other day. I don't know if this. Do you think this? Funny?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like she was like, hey, like, why can't you stop? I was like, it's kind of grandfathered in. Like, it's kind of there.
They just get to do it.
We just get to do it now. But like, yeah, So that was the weirdest one. Because that's such a big
so
piece of American culture. It's like, oh, yeah, mass shootings are a thing here.
Yeah, I mean, if a guy from France was like, what is that about? I would get his like confusion on it. But it's funny to live in like a theocratic place.
Yeah, where it's like objectively bad things are happening. And
Yeah.
even she was like, well, dude, not that bad.
No, my kids go to school and it's fine.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's great. So that was the weirdest one.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then there's the ones that you notice. You're like, not a lot of fat people here.
Yeah, dude.
And then you start to realize, like, sometimes. Then I was like, you know what? Because there's this whole debate now about like, is it personal responsibility? Like, you should be exercising more or whatever. But a lot of it is like, nah, we are getting poisoned.
Dude, that's the thing I think about all the time, and it's like
we actually the food is poison here, and it does fuck your body up.
And if you're poor, you're fucked.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
If
Like,
you're not in a place where they got fruits and vegetables, you're toast.
right, but you can so you eat bad shit. Like there, it's like the bread is just bread.
Yeah.
It's not bread plus something.
Yeah, yeah.
So you get like bread and cheese, and like everybody I think who goes over there realizes like why do I feel better? It's like because the food is better.
Yeah. And the water's probably
probably
better. And you walk a lot.
You do walk a lot. I was walking everywhere.
Yeah, dude.
And you just feel like, I think you just feel a little like at ease.
Yeah. Because there's no mass shootings.
Yeah, really. You're just like, I'm not going to get shot today.
I'm not going to get shot today. I'm going to walk over there. I have a great sandwich.
Yeah.
And then have a little coffee.
Have a little coffee. Maybe get my dick sucked. Like
sick evening.
A pretty good evening.
Sick Thursday.
Drink a little wine. If I don't want to go to work tomorrow, fuck it. I won't.
I won't. I might take a nap if I do.
I'll do a puppet show. I don't give a fuck. Do a fucking puppet show, dude. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so I think, and it's like in Brussels, it's like, yeah, we're known for our little waffles and our chocolate. It's like, it's very cartoonish.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
I kept asking the audience, like, what the fuck are your problems? Like, what are your problems? Like they like.
Did they have answers or
no,
not
just really.
Like, nah, we're having fun.
It's good here. I don't know.
We're having a good time.
Like I think their problems are like it's getting too expensive. But it's
Yeah.
like, well, that's in America too. So fuck off.
Yeah, that's a thing we just kind of have given up on
Yeah,
here.
where it's like, I guess it's fucking expensive.
Oh, it's gonna keep getting more expensive, so
Yeah.
I have to keep working.
Yeah, I don't know. They got it right.
That's so.
They got it
sick,
right.
dude. It's so funny to be like, they got it right. Everything there is good. The lifestyle is just dialed in, but they're not good at stand up.
Dude, I really think though too, it'd be interesting to go there if you were like, you know what, I want to take. Like if I had done this trip 10 years ago, and I was like a younger comic, I would be like, dude, I'll figure out a way to just live in Europe for a year.
Yeah.
And just like, because I think you could go over there and achieve success quickly. And I'm not saying I'm not trying to like put them down.
No, but
I
there's
just think an American
fewer
comic,
things to go get.
Yeah, like you could just go over there and be like, nope, because you've already got skill, especially if you're like doing it for a number of years. Like, so you know what to do. You kind of make the adjustments in the first couple of months, and then you just start touring as like, hey, I'm gonna do an hour in all these towns.
Yeah.
I think you could like do pretty well for yourself.
That's sick.
Oh, dude, they were showing me some of these guys who got real big. I mean, dude, it's like the hackiest form of crowd work. Because it's like this one
They
guy.
just got crowd work.
And it's like, oh, you're from Lithuania? And they'll just have a dumb, hacky Lithuanian joke. And that's it. And it's like, oh, fuck. Like, it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, if you did that even at like the worst clubs here, everyone would be like, hey, don't say that.
Or they would just be like, that's not that funny.
Yeah, exactly.
But, dude, like, some of these guys were showing me, like, guys who had blown up there. And I'm like,
you're from Lithuania? Oh, I like radish.
yeah. And they just blow up on reels and then they tour.
Damn.
Doing that type of shit. So I think if you wanted to, like Patrice O'Neal went over to Europe for a while.
Yeah.
Like he had this kind of crisis where he was like, he was doing comedy. He was on The Office, and then he was doing those like VH1 shows.
Yeah.
Like I Love the 80s.
Yeah.
And then he was. I remember listening to an interview, and he was like, "Yeah, I was doing stand up, and all these dumb girls would come to my shows thinking I was the I Love the 80s guy." And then Patrice's stand up was like pretty fucked up and
crazy.
Like,
yeah.
It was like the best shit ever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't VH1.
Hey.
So he was like, all these girls were hating me. So he's like, he went to Europe for a while and like rebuilt his whole thing.
Wow.
And then
I
came
didn't know
back.
about that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I would honestly love to hear his thoughts about it. Does he talk about it anywhere?
He's dead.
Yeah, yeah. I know. Did he ever come
He's
back
dead.
and do a
He's
podcast?
dead. You're
What?
crying.
What?
Between O'Neill.
Between?
He's dead.
I just found out about him right now.
10 years ago.
No, what are you meaning?
I'm so sorry, Shaunak. You had to find out this way, brother.
This is not even a real podcast.
Yeah.
I just had to break this to you
this
gently.
was like the end of Shutter Island. Just like, I had to lead you through it. You're like,
I didn't even go to Europe, man.
I'm not even Jake, brother. I'm your little aide, and I had to let you know that Producer O'Neill is dead.
What the hell is this? Break this up and it's just cardboard.
It's all props, dude. It's like Truman Show out here, dude. Everybody's here for you.
Waving at me.
Yeah. Oh, you found out. How are you liking New York? Shaunak just moved to New York like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, dude. It's been awesome so far. Living in Crown Heights with the lady.
Yeah, you're married, right?
Yeah, we did a court wedding. And we still call each other fiancé.
You don't wear a ring.
No, we're going to do like a real wedding soon. We just did like a court wedding for health insurance stuff and then also for our families and stuff.
Because they wanted you to be?
Yeah, well, my extended family would have been like a little...
What's your background?
Hindu.
So
Indian.
are they pretty...
They're awesome. They like are, among my peers, probably the most easygoing family that I have. That, because you hear my friends, they're like, oh my God, what? That's crazy. Like you live together without this XYZ, and so
other Hindu people, you're saying?
Yeah, the other Desi people.
Oh, okay.
They're
like, hey, my dad was not gonna let that happen.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So my parents were all chill about it, but my mom was like, I think your grandma and grandpa would be a little freaked out. And we'd been together for so long that we were like, okay, yeah, a court wedding is not going to like change anything, and honestly will help us with the health insurance stuff, so why not?
Do they did the extended family care that it wasn't a Hindu lady?
No, they love Piper. They've like
Piper, not a Hindu lady.
No, she not. She not.
Yeah,
they like have. I mean, we've been together for like 9.5 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. A long time. And so they've like talked to her a bunch on FaceTime, and
they're in India.
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandparents and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And then we have family in Texas. We have family in Kuwait.
Yeah.
Or in Dubai. So we have kind of family everywhere. So they were just. My mom was just like, I think your grandma and grandpa would like it if you guys did this small thing, and we were like, yeah, okay, not a big deal. To go spend $20 to get their certificate.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's cool because like I came here and then I lost my job right away.
Oh yeah.
And then she has a job, so I got to jump on her.
Oh hell yeah.
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
There we go.
So yeah, so that stuff has been nice. Yeah, dude, it's been cool. I've really liked it so far. I've wanted to live here for a long time.
It's fun. It is very fun.
And like I agree with the lifestyle of like walking everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like the antithesis of living in Georgia, where you have a lot of space.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when I was in Atlanta for that festival for Red Clay, you'd go to some of these neighborhoods, there's like no sidewalks.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the fuck? No one walks? Like literally no one walks?
No.
Yeah, they don't get it.
They do not walk, dude.
They don't get it at all.
You eat your food and then you go.
You drive.
You drive.
Eat and drive.
Eat and drive and you go to bed.
And you have a crew here though, which is kind of nice.
Yes,
I
that's
think that
really cool.
Is an underappreciated thing of making life easier. I did not really have that, and I think I suffered a little bit.
Did you? So you didn't have anyone from the Portland squad come? Cause
Portland, most of the Portland people go to LA.
Yeah,
it's just down
it's right
I-5. Like
yeah,
Shane Torres was here, but Shane has been out here. He's like he's much further than I am.
Yeah,
and he was nice whenever I see him, but it's like we weren't also that close. He was in Portland for like my first couple years.
I see.
But I was in Portland for 9, so the last 7 he wasn't there. I would see him when he would come back.
Yeah,
but we're not like super close. And besides that, there's not really any Portland people out here.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to like jump in solo,
that
was a little like looking back, I was like, yeah, that was harder than I realized.
Yeah.
Because you just you don't know what to do.
Yeah, because it's
like,
an endless thing. And
oh, my God, it never and you're just like, you don't know enough people to really hit up people for shows even.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really know that many. Like, I had acquaintances, but not a lot where I was like, you do a show, can I do this show?
Yeah.
It wasn't like a 1-2.
Yeah.
So I kind of like.
And also, like, the other benefit I had is, like, everyone from New York comes through Atlanta because it's
true.
right there.
That is true.
It's an hour-and-a-half flight, and then it's on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So now, moving up here, it's been nice because I'll see faces where I'm like, oh, shit, you did my show like a year ago.
Yeah,
or like,
that's
oh, my
true.
God, like, we were on the Skull shows together.
Yeah, that's a
and
big one.
I don't know if that's the case with Portland. It's on
No.
the opposite of the country.
I've hosted or featured for New York guys, but those guys again are so big that it's like they can't really help you in the nitty gritty.
Yeah,
They're like
in the
seller
immediate
guys.
stuff. Yes,
They're not like I guess I could wreck you for
this Union Hall show or
like
something.
It just doesn't work that way here. So no, for sure. Like comics on our level didn't really come out to Portland as often.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But it seems like you have more of a semblance of like a situation now where you're like
I'm trying
in lots of stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying more and more to be a little more active with it. Also, I'm
Travel a lot.
I travel a lot.
Which is good.
Not for New York, though.
But it's tough. Yeah, I guess when you're here.
Yeah. But
yeah,
working
dude.
it out.
I think that any comedy you're doing is progress, though.
It is. Like that's the thing. Is like as long as you're doing it somewhere, it is
yes.
good. But the New York scene is very like we haven't seen you around in a while.
Yeah.
All right, man. Can I just
but then
do
when
this
you
for-
are around, I bet you're doing good on stage, and so
yeah,
it's moving the needle when you're here, I guess.
I feel like also a lot of this shit. The further you get into it, the progress. You're like, I don't know. Am I making progress? Sure. I guess. It becomes more ethereal.
Yeah.
You're like, I need a new bit, or I need this. But like the big career things are like, I don't know. I'm opening for this. I'm headlining this. But then I don't know. I'm not rich yet. I'm not famous.
Yeah, it's all like nothing until something happens, and then it starts becoming real. But when I think about like when I started, all I wanted was to like get booked on these 4 shows.
Yeah.
And as soon as that happened, I didn't look back and go, "Whoa!" I was like, the goalpost just keeps moving.
Yeah.
You know,
truly to the end of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just have to like. I think. I don't know if you're still so new but like I wonder if there will be a point. Well, there will be a point where you kind of like maybe the bookings go down for a month or two, and then you'll start to be like, ooh,
yeah.
That was a little weird too. You're like, the big goal for me was for years I want to move to New York.
Yeah,
and then you do it, and you're like,
and then you're like, wait, now I'm here, and now I have to figure it out.
Like this is easy. Moving to New York was easy compared to like. Doing it.
Right.
Doing New York is so much harder than getting to New York.
There's just too many variables.
You're just like, what the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is even going on here?
Yeah, dude.
So that's a big thing. But,
Yeah, and I'm also dumb enough to where I just have fun doing stand-up.
You gotta just have fun doing it. Yeah.
And in Atlanta, like, the calendar was full, but every night I was doing bad mics still, like, because you just have to.
You're about to do a mad night in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, 100%.
That mic sucks.
Yep. It's not good.
It's not
but
good.
I'm gonna have fun.
You're gonna have fun. You're just gonna smile. You take that mustache on stage and say, "Hey, I'm here."
Hello.
I was telling him earlier that the mustache, you got a face where the mustache changes it all.
I know, dude. I've had it since 2020. I don't know how they found that shot.
I love it. You look like such a sweet Indian kid in that, and then you look like an Iraqi general with this fucking mustache, dude. Like,
Well, I think they bombed his village because he really got into.
I think he was like one of Saddam's sons who was into the tickling torture.
Yeah.
Shit, dude. He got like a strong.
And then he like moved.
Yeah.
They moved him up. Up the ranks.
He was ready, dude. He had the fucking beret on. Yeah, you're doing well. How does your lady like New York?
Good. We had a lot of friends move up here from college.
Nice.
We met doing comedy in college, and then a lot of those people moved up here too.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So they are doing a lot of cool sketch and improv stuff, and so for her, she had the same benefit of like getting plugged in right away.
Yeah.
And
I forgot she does sketch and
yeah.
I got it. It's got to be hard if you move here for one person's dream.
Yeah.
And then the other person's like, I guess I'll just get a normal job in New York.
I know, and it's like you really have to like the lifestyle to, Because I think if I like the chaos a lot.
Of course.
And I think if I wasn't doing comedy, I'd be having so much fun here.
Yeah.
Because you just go drink and you have a fun time there. And you go to a park and
it's kind of like a
there's just literally everything you could want.
Yeah.
Like type in a noun, you'll go be able to, or a verb, you'll be able to go find that. But I think that if you don't agree with the lifestyle and you move here for your partner's dreams, you're gonna freak out, dude. If you don't have like a vehicle to channel all of your stuff into, which is if you don't have like a dream to chase here and you don't like living here, you're gonna go nuts.
You're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
There was a guy in Portland who was a comedian, and he was like, he tried to make the jump. This was like pre-pandemic, it was a while ago, but he was like, I'm gonna do it. It was so stupid, like a Portland pizza shop. He was a manager at this one in Portland.
Okay.
And they opened up a Brooklyn version. It was like, go open up a Portland pizzeria and fucking the pizza fucking capital of the goddamn planet.
Okay.
So he's like working all these hours and, like struggling comedically because it's like, like when you get here, especially he's like another Portland guy. He didn't know that many people.
Yeah.
He's just doing these dog shit mics, paying $12 for a beer, working fucking 50 hours at this new pizza startup. His girlfriend or fiance, maybe, I forget if they were already engaged, got like a job at a restaurant, just loved the city. Just fell in love, loved going out. And he was just like, I do not like it. Even though it was his dream for comedy, he like quickly was like, I hate New York. She ended up cheating on him. He had to move back to Portland. She stayed out here, I think. It just like, it was a complete disaster. And he just kind of came back, was like, yeah, fuck that town. I hate that town.
Ah, dude.
He just like got eaten up a little bit by it.
That sucks, dude.
It really sucks because he was really funny. And it's like you kind of realize, too, like some of this shit is just a shade away from it all working out.
Yeah.
If he'd gotten one thing maybe earlier, he would have been, wow, New York is great. I'm like on these shows, but it didn't hit for him right away. And then he kind of got just...
in the undercurrent, pulled into the undercurrent.
It's hard to get your way out of it.
Dude.
Yeah, and then you come home. I remember he told me this thing, which was just like so funny. He was like, like she was just staying out with this one guy from her work, and I would hit her up and be like, "Where are you?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just hanging out with Brad," and it's like, she's cheating on you, obviously. But he like couldn't quite pull himself
to say
he was like getting gaslit by her because she was like, "I'm not cheating on you," and he's like, "Okay, I guess not," but like, she's clearly cheating. And then eventually she came home and he's like, "I've been cheating on you."
Oh, damn, dude.
But just knowing it the whole time and her not admitting it, and then her finally taking months to drag it out. So he was also like losing his mind because he's like, the evidence is his girlfriend is cheating on him.
Yep.
But she is lying to his face.
And the thing he came here to do isn't really pushing.
No, it sucks. Like he was miserable, and then he just came back to Portland. He's like, I fucking hate New York. I'll never go there again.
Oh, dude.
So I was like also worried about that.
Totally.
You're just like, damn, dude, like it didn't work out for you, and you're like really funny, and like you're good, and
Yeah.
So like you do kind of worry about that.
I think to like etch out some sort of momentum here, you gotta be like in baseball where they go like, that's a 5-tool guy.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little bit like
everything.
Good at comedy, have a good attitude, be smart about like how you conduct yourself as a business person.
Yeah.
And then like have a good work ethic, and like if all of those things, if you are lacking in one but really good in the other, it'll help. But I know so many people that pre-COVID or like when I was younger, like the class that was in Atlanta that was so good, a lot of those guys moved up here, and I think they're all brilliant, very funny people. But I think that they got complacent in Atlanta with the stage time and came here and was like, it wasn't lining up.
Why am I not getting my shit?
Yeah. Or like they had that part of it, but they weren't funny enough to like cut it on the shows.
Yeah.
So they were getting put on these lineups where they were just getting dusted.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do think that like it helps to make it, your stats got to be somewhat decent across the board.
I think the other thing that I'm learning too, obviously all those things are true, and you work on all those things kind of.
Yeah.
You do them all. But the one thing that I really, it's teaching me is like, you do have to like, the people who do well here, who are, not like phenomenal comedians, but like, they're good, they're good on shows. They are like willing to put themselves out in a way that I have not always been.
Yeah, totally.
That's a skill that I didn't realize I needed more of, but like, a lot of the people, you're like, how'd you get that? They're like, I asked. And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, dude, I just don't do that often. I rarely hit anybody up for shows. I rarely, like, I'm still in the mindset of someone will just tell you, hey, you're ready for this.
Yeah.
And in New York, and I think just in life, you do have to have that little, I don't know if it's like, it's more than self-confidence. It's like, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring for this.
Totally.
One. And I don't naturally have that.
Yeah.
And that New York has taught me, like, you gotta
a little bit do that.
You do, like,
and it's gotta feel right. Like, I think just the same way you would, like, approach a girl.
Yeah.
You gotta know the metrics of, like, all right, that person.
She's a 10.
You're
coming in scruffy.
I gotta do some flips on the train.
Yeah.
To make this
Do
work.
I have flipping ability? No.
So let me go talk to a friend that's a 7.
Right. Yeah. Let me, move my way around.
Yeah.
But
So I think you gotta ask.
You gotta ask, like,
at the right time,
totally.
with the right stuff.
But you do have to ask.
And
I like, dude, when I moved here, like, I didn't do any of that.
yeah.
I was just like, let's see what the scene is like, and I just ended up doing mics the whole time.
Yeah.
Not shows, and then I was like, oh, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. No, you're way too funny to have that be a limiting factor.
But
bro.
it is like a thing where you're just like, shit. Because then you see the people who are really good at that and not good at anything else.
Yeah.
Like, boy,
but that's a shorter leash, bro.
It is.
That you can ride on that for like a year, and then you do all the shows you asked to do,
and people are like,
and then you bomb, and then they go, great,
we're good.
yeah.
See you later.
And you won't do the other shit because
Yeah.
if you ask at the right time and when you're ready for the show that you're asking for, and then you rip, people literally do take notice of that.
Of course. Yeah.
And it's hard not to take notice of, like, okay, this guy asked, he had the credits lined up with the caliber of the show,
Sure.
did good, and now we can have him come back, or
Yeah.
there's other people here
Yeah.
at the moving at the same clip as you.
Totally. Yeah, man. We're gonna make it.
dude.
We're gonna make it.
We turn around to everyone in the park clapping.
Yay! Oh man, well, this was a lot of fun, dude.
Yes, dude, I had such a good time.
Plug your stuff. You got the show now.
Yeah.
Shaunak
Shaunak G on
has a
Instagram.
Great show.
And then Bodega Run. It's super fun. It's a very easy watch.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
You really got it's interesting, and it's like a minute.
It's a minute. It's so silly. We just get these weird, fun people in New York.
What's the handle? Is it at Bodega Run?
Bodega Run Show.
Bodega Run Show. And what's your IG? Sorry, I interrupted.
Shaunak G. SHAUNAKG.
Hell yeah, dude. Are you running a show yet?
No. Soon.
Soon you're gonna start one?
It's in the works. Emailing people right now.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, yeah, Shaunak's great. Do you tour? Like, are you on the road much, or are you just mostly in New York right now?
I'm going to stay in New York for a while.
Yeah, I think that was also a good move that I skirted.
You told me that. So
Did I tell you that?
Yeah, you told me that before I moved here.
I think I wish I had heeded that advice, but I had to learn it on my own. So at least it worked for somebody. But yeah, I think I was gone too much in the beginning.
Yeah, so I think honestly because of that, I'm gonna keep it local for a little
smart.
while, and then in the fall I have some stuff where I'm closing some dentals out in different cities, but
Nice.
Nothing that I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for listening. I think the only thing I have to plug is Pittsburgh, Chicago, Minneapolis next weekend, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And then Whiskey and Water, which you'll be on at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But we have 2 now at the stand. So June 16th and then June 30th. Shaunak will be on the June 30th. So follow along, all that shit. Special should be coming out in a few months. Adios.